Subject: 122 days of hunger strike and over 41 months of continued protest at the UNHCR, Greece. And dear the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees Filippo Grandi, the Deputy High Commissioner Clements, and the High Commissioner's representative in Greece, Philippe Leclerc. And this is referring to my email from Monday, June 22nd, 2020, and my earlier email from Monday, May 11, 2020. Please be informed, although I have now completed 58 days of my second hunger strike, began on Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020, here at the doorsteps of the UNHCR office in Athens, Greece. Yet so far and up to this date, I have not been contacted by anyone from or on behalf of the organization in order to inform me of any progress or anything at all concerning my case. For what is worth, they have not even acknowledged my presence here. I also have not been contacted, nor have I been offered any help and support, whether by and from the Greek government, nor any of the humanitarian organizations, NGOs based in Athens, which, if not all, most of them are partners with UNHCR. And since they were all among the recipients of my earlier email from Monday, June 22nd, 2020, therefore are all aware of my case, my current situation, and my second hunger strike here in front of the UNHCR's office. I could also undoubtedly say the same about the Canadian, the US, and the Australian embassies here in Athens, whom I seek the protection of their countries, and same as above were all among the recipients of my earlier email from Monday, June 22nd, 2020. Adding the 64 days of my first hunger strike from the year 2017 began on March 21st, 2017 and ended on May 23rd, 2017. I have now been on hunger strike here in front of the UNHCR's office in Athens for 122 days and over 41 months of persisting protest. A lifetime of patience, sacrifice, and tolerance, all in the hope of finding a durable and sustainable solution for my life through the so-called available legal channel. Additionally, regarding my current situation, I would like you to be aware that I have already lost too much weight due to this hunger strike, and therefore physically, emotionally, and spiritually I am now in a very critical state. Furthermore, since the destruction of my fourth shelter here that took place on Friday, May 29, 2020, I have neither been able to take a shower anywhere nor have I been able to even change, and this is because along with my shelter they also took everything else, all my belongings, including all my clothes too. Moreover, since the announcement of my second hunger strike, I also have not been able to access sanitary services, particularly toilets, anywhere, and due to lack of enough shade, I have also gotten a lot of sunburns on both my arms. I have never gotten sunburns in my whole life, except for now that I need UNHCR's help and assistance. Hence, I hereby want to ask you, the people at the United Nations and its refugee agency UNHCR, whether you are going to do your job and help me out with resolving this ongoing and prolonged atrocity and humanitarian tragedy or not. An atrocity which has been purposely manufactured by Greece, by the European Union and their wicked and evil asylum system. For how many days, weeks, and months should I be on hunger strike here in front of your office on the pavement and in the dust, just to see one of the employees of this organization who pass by in front of me every day several times ignorantly and indifferently, as if they don't see me at all, have no eyes and are totally blind, actually cares and stop by to inform me of anything helpful and constructive. For how many years and in how many places should I be trying tirelessly just to be able to get in touch with this organization? If you don't know how to do your job and therefore are nothing but an unnecessary obstacle, hence redundant, and I am to do everything for myself, then why don't you get out of the way and let someone else do it for you? And to do it timely and efficiently. Someone that would actually care would be just and responsible, and if not, could actually be held accountable for its shortcomings, misconducts, and its ill treatments. Has UNHCR become a tormentarian organization as opposed to a humanitarian one? An organization that destroying the lives of refugees, their hopes and futures, has become its habits with its new and unannounced mandate of lying to, denying and deceiving these the most vulnerable group of people, refugees in a foreign land away from their homes and their countries, in favor of others, perhaps their bosses in the West. An organization possibly with a secret agenda of ultimately turning refugees into worthless, unwanted, and indisposable and disposable creatures. And why the United Nations and its refugee agency, UNHCR, are doing all this to me? Have you been paid, or rather bribed, by someone or some entity from somewhere to do this to me? What is your agenda, and how am I supposed to live like this? Is it so hard to understand that you don't own me, and that I am not your slave? That I did not seek refuge to pay and suffer, that you cannot decide for my life or to tell me where to be, what to be, and how to live? Hence I hereby urge the United Nations and its refugee agency UNHCR to call on the European Union and Greece to apologize and compensate me for the amount of immeasurable and irreparable damages they unjustly and unjustifiably inflicted on my life, and to offer immediate and unconditional help and support for my resettlement, readmission in another country outside Europe, i.e. Canada, US, or Australia, and let me go urgently. End of the story. Furthermore, since I have no means nor much time left to survive much longer, and also since I do not know, and hence it is not clear for how much longer UNHCR intends to keep practicing its utterly inhumane, illegal, unethical, and torturous treatments on my case, I therefore hereby also call on the Greek government to take urgent action for my temporary transfer to a deportation camp, also known as a pre-removal detention center, and to keep me there for as long as it takes until a durable solution becomes available through UNHCR for my immediate removal from Greece and for my resettlement, readmission in another country outside Europe, i.e. Canada, US, or Australia, before this hunger strike causes me any harm, or before it leads to my death by starvation, which if it occurs, I presume it wouldn't be in anyone's interest unless I am totally wrong, and therefore that is exactly what they want. And the Greek government should also be aware that I had already been taken to a deportation camp in 2018, but for not a known reason was set free after serving 36 days there in detention, when the matter of the fact is that they shouldn't have released me without offering a durable solution first, or any other solution for that matter. And while I take the international community and all nations of earth through their representatives in the United Nations, whom are all among the recipients of this email and have also received my earlier email from Monday, June 22nd, 2020, as the witnesses of the above call on the Greek government, I also call on each and every one of them, please, for the sake of humanity, help and do whatever you can to bring an end to the endless torment they imposed on me here in this ugly country for as many as 6 years. Here they are bullying too much. They are and have been infringing on my fundamental rights, kept me hostage and deprived me of everything, of even livelihoods for nearly 6 years without offering me any help and support or even a way out. And they destroyed my shelter here 5 times and took everything, all my belongings with it. Took me to prison 5 times, made me appear before a court 23 times, put me under police custody and in temporary detention for hundreds of times, cut my internet, took all my phones, physically assaulted me many times and have been humiliating, degrading and torturing me almost on a daily basis for all these years, while in the meantime procrastinating a solution to my case, vilifying my character and covering up my situation, so that this moment would arrive where I will find no other way but to declare another hunger strike, which is now and eventually die of starvation, while they can all pretend they could play the innocence and make me look like the bad guy. On the other hand, a systematic deprivation and targeted assassination, and all these are happening when I am now also undocumented for over 13 months. Nothing like this should happen to anyone, anywhere, and no one should be put through a situation like this. Finally, if the Greek government did not respond positively to the above call, then I would like the United Nations and its refugee agency to be aware that my hunger strike here in front of the UNHCR office in Athens, Greece, shall continue on the pavement and in the dust, even without any help and support from anywhere, for as long as it takes until either a durable solution becomes available urgently, or it becomes known that I died here trying to find a durable solution for my life through this reckless and irresponsible organization. I would like to reiterate that in the event of my death by starvation from this hunger strike, I wish to be cremated and the ashes of my body be poured into the international waters over the Aegean Sea to symbolize I wish I had never made it to this ugly place and that I had never needed UNHCR's assistance. This is a real emergency. Please help now. Thank you for your time and attention. Yours respectfully, Anwar Nigufari, registered case number at the Greek Asylum Office 12826 from the year 2014. Address me here, without shelter, sitting in front of the office of the United Nations Refugee Agency in Athens, Greece. And this email was sent to the UNHCR top officials on Tuesday, July 28, 2020. This was also sent to the United Nations Secretary General, the United Nations Human Rights Council, the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, UNHCR's Inspector General, and UNHCR offices in Turkey, Malta, Italy, Morocco, Sweden, Canada, and United States. a permanent representative of each and every other nations at the United Nations, the European Ombudsman, the Greek Ombudsman and Soviet Greece, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, and dozens of other human rights advocates and human rights organizations and all NGOs in Greece. Please help now.